Hey, what's up there? Today on Roast Reviews, we're going to review the movie, The Gruesome Threesome. It was directed by Terry Wickham, and Timothy David Clark is the writer. It's kind of like an old Creepshow trilogy. I saw it at the, what was the festival? The Hell's Kitchen Film Festival like a month or two ago. It's basically like a Creepshow atmosphere. It's like 3 horror movies. The first one is kind of creepy. The second one is kind of funny. And then the third one is more action-oriented. So I came a little late because of the train. I missed maybe the first like 5 minutes of the first movie. The first, because it's set up like Creepshow with 3 movies. And I didn't even know what time frame or period it was in because it had a lot of throwbacks in there. So the first one is with a girl. She's, I don't want to give it, she's attacked. And then it's very, you have to use your imagination because the first movie is very limited. And then she has a book and lets her summon something, and then she winds up getting revenge. So it's a very simple story, but it leaves a lot to imagination because it doesn't disclose enough. It kind of leaves it open for you. And then the second one is the most funniest one. It's a little scary too, but it's funny. And that's with this girl at a she's at a strip joint like doing, I think this is the 80s, or I think it was the 80s or even 90s. Because I've noticed a lot of stuff in these movies, well, from when I was a kid, like the phones, like they had the big old-fashioned brick cell phones. So it actually takes place like in the 80s or maybe late 90s, I believe, some of the stuff, the references. So anyway, it's one with this stripper with like very well-endowed breasts. She has huge breasts. And then this guy is stalking her. So they kind of like, he drills a hole in the wall and does a peephole thing, and he's stalking her. And then eventually he like protests her love to her at the strip club, and the bouncers beat him up and throw him out. So then after that, like he hunts her down, and he's like this muscly guy, like he's like Crazy Diesel, and he's hunting her down in like this thong, and he's like all up and a school, but I'll leave the rest to you. So that's kind of like, I don't want to ruin it and say too much. So that's the second story. The third story is, it's this guy. That's the most action-oriented part, and it looks the most modern one. But I still think it's pretty old. So anyway, so this guy and his friend, he's rich and he has a party. This guy's a lawyer and he represents clients. And then there's this woman who's a serial killer. And they throw a party, and he wakes up like bloody the next day and has no idea what happened. Because he took drugs with his friend, and his friend does like torture porn, not the real snuff porn, but does like torture porn. But he's actually kind of a nice guy, and he has a heart like one girl. He's like, you're not made for this. So that part is funny. So then what happened is like, there's a serial killer going around. She's a woman, and first she starts killing certain men for a reason, and then she starts killing another set of men for a reason. So, and there's this FBI agent, and it's actually pretty. It's kind of action oriented too. Like they're hunting him down. The funniest part, because he does every horror movie, the girl's chasing him, and he gets out the car. I'm like, why would you get out the car, man? That's like the oldest horror trope. They're gonna never let that leave him. It's like the people who go in the basement when they hear noises. Like no one does that, but I guess people do. So maybe people are stupid, but it had me yelling at the screen like an old movie. Like, what are you doing? Stay in the car. Stay in the car. So she actually like goes around with the chainsaw chasing him down. I don't want to give every single detail of it. And actually the setup of it originally is boyfriend is talking to his girlfriend, and they're like Skyping between each other, and his mom's is in the background foreshadowing like, hey, get off the computer. What are you doing? Get a life. And that, you know how moms nag. So that's the actually setup of it. They decide to tell each other like scary stories while they're Skyping each other and stuff like that. And then that's actually the fourth story that ends that, but it's foreshadowed. So if you know what foreshadowing, you know what happened. So that's basically 4 movies. So it's the story being told between boyfriend and girlfriend while they're like Skyping on a computer, and then the movies are all placed from different time periods. There's a lot of throwbacks too. If you're older, you'll notice a lot of the places are in Queens actually used to be a real place. I don't think it's around anymore, but they actually use real locations on Long Island and Queens, and I think one in New Jersey. So I think I'll give Gruesome Threesome a B. It could have been a little longer. I know there are 3 tales. One is short. The first 2 are a little bit longer. I think I give it a B. I mean, I enjoyed it. I still like the last one. The last one is kind of because the guys get to develop the person a little more, so they have a little more personality and stuff. And actually, you feel bad for a few people who die because you actually get to know them. The second one, like I said, was hilarious, had me rolling a little. It's not so much scary as it is funny. It gives that little old Terminator vibe, but it's one of those good, like, campy horror movies. Like, it reminds me of, like, Frankenhooker. If you ever watched Frankenhooker, it's, like, the best. It's like a cult classic. It's kind of like that. So, like I said, I'll give it a B. I really enjoyed it. He made another movie, too. I'm going to see if I can watch that. And on the way home, I had this, like, oh, my God, horrific, like, drunken girl train ride. It was just a pain in the ass. I actually put a video up on my YouTube and on my Facebook and Instagram showing it. It was horrible. But overall, I enjoyed the movie. It was pretty good. Like I said, the last story I liked a little more because the characters were more in-depth. And you got to know them a little better, so you felt for them. Even though they still did the stupid stuff like going in the basement, getting out the car. Or like, what are you doing? Help the guy or pick up the gun? Like, I don't know. I don't know. But every horror movie does that. But like I said, I did enjoy it. I'll give it a B. And again, the movie is Gruesome Threesome, directed by Terry Wickham. Okay? And leave your comments and questions below and tell me about the camping movies you've seen and you liked. And peace.